Forward. All right, good evening. Thank you for participating in this interview today. I'm studying the different methods that online doctoral students use to maintain a healthy work-life balance. The purpose of this study is to encourage working professionals to pursue their academic goals by hearing directly from those who are currently utilizing these methods to succeed in an online post-secondary environment. By completing this interview, you are acknowledging your informed consent to allow your confidential responses to be used in the publication of this study. If at any point you want to withdraw from this study, you are free to do so. Are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
Great. We'll start with, what is your name?
Jessica Mills.
And can you tell me about your educational experiences to this point, first as a student?
Yes, I graduated Morristown Easton High School, graduated right where I'm sitting, Walter State, with my associates, then went to ETSU for my bachelor's, then went to Carson Newman for my master's, and then received my EDS from ETSU ELPA in 2012.
Great. Can you tell me about your experiences as a teacher?
I have taught here at Walter State since 2009. So I adjunct, and now I am full-time faculty in the education. I design the first year experience course, and then I also teach teacher education courses.
Can you tell me about your motivations to pursue a doctoral degree?
Um, it's probably just personal because actually I have my dream job here. I love being full-time faculty, and so it's really just something I've wanted to do and I've wanted to complete for quite a while now. I was in the program earlier. It got cut short due to a death in my family, and so I thankfully received my EDS, and so now I'm doing this kind of, it's more of a personal thing I just want to complete.
Great. Do you have any professional goals attached to this, or any personal goals attached to it?
I think proving to myself I can, because I was so disappointed that I didn't finish it, and I was so thankful that I received my EDS, but I really wanted my doctorate, and I don't think it hit me till a few years later that I didn't finish my goal. And so I think all of us in the doctoral program are very goal oriented and focused, and so I want to prove to myself that I can indeed do it.
Do you have any influences or heroes, people that have gone before you that you look up to that had any impact on you wanting to do this program?
Maybe not necessarily this program. My dad was always a big supporter and encourager for me going through my education. He always wanted me to continue my education, and now here I am in higher ed. And then, of course, I work with a lot of faculty who have pursued a doctoral program and who have completed it. And so I look up to them, the things they've learned, and how they've been able to progress in their career. And so I guess, that's kind of some mentors.
Okay. Why ETSU?
I loved my bachelor's program at ETSU. It was a great experience, and so I then went off to did the EDS there. Loved that program, and it was very good. I learned a lot, and then so I thought I would continue my EDD program on there. Because my EDS carried over got credit for the hours. Also, I'm in a TBR school, which is Tennessee Board of Regents. We're like sister schools. And so we get one fee waiver course, which they cover the courses, and then we get tuition reimbursement for the second course as long as we make a C or above.
Did you look into any other schools?
I did, but not extensively, because I knew I wanted to finish what I started where I started it, because I did have a good experience there.
Okay. Why did you choose to do an online program?
It's really all they had. I didn't, there wasn't the on ground
Okay.
option.
Okay. Did you have any hesitations or fears about the online program itself, or just going back in general?
Yes, I still do.
Okay.
It's very daunting and it's a lot of work. And so, yes, I doubt myself almost every day if I'm doing the right thing, but I'm not one to give up easy.
Okay. Can you tell me about personal obligations in your daily life, whether that's family or pets or anything at home that's important to you?
My dog, I have a daughter, but she lives on her own in Knoxville, and so I talk to her, frequently throughout the day. But she's getting married this year, so she's really not an obligation I have to be home to. So really, it's just my dog, and I live alone, so it's just me.
Okay. Do you have any professional life obligations that
Yes.
sort of detract from your doctoral program?
Yes, I feel like my full-time job, because it's never ending. I'm in the high schools. I'm developing a new program here, a new course here. I'm always working with students. My online class right now has 43 students, and I teach the 1030 course, which is intro to college. And so they need a lot because they're new to college, and so then I've got my teacher education students. So yes, I feel like it's a lot to balance, even if it's only me in the home.
Right. Do you have any side jobs as well?
I am a side hustler. Yes, I have a little small business I have, and then I also work part-time at my church as preschool director and manage their database.
You mind sort of quantifying the time commitments for both of those?
Yes, I would say probably about 20 additional hours a week on for my side hustles.
Wow. Okay. Um, do you have any other challenges that you can think of that impact your education?
I volunteer a lot. I'm in a lot of volunteer organizations, and giving back to the community is huge to me. And so that can sometimes be very hard to balance. Plus, I've not told, nobody knows I'm in this program. I think one other person I told because and they accidentally found out because they saw me printing something out and I just had to come clean. But I haven't even told my daughter. So that's been a little bit of a hard thing to balance because I'm having to, like, I feel like I'm lying all the time, but I really just say, oh, I've got school. So they just assume
Right.
it's my job. And so so that's been a little bit hard because they don't understand, like, why are you working at 9 o'clock at night on, stuff. So that's a little bit tough.
What is your reasoning for not wanting to share that?
Because I didn't do it the first time.
Okay.
I'm really disappointed in myself. I did not do it the first time, and I'm afraid I won't do it this time because
Okay.
it's hard, and I don't want to go through that again. Because it's like everybody knew I was going through that doctoral program. They're like, "Oh, did you finish your doctorate?" Well, no, and of course people understand why I didn't, but I lost a ton of self-confidence during that time, and I don't think I've gained it back about my role as a student. I've slowly gained it back as a teacher because that impacted my life so much. I couldn't do anything on my own, and I had to stop everything in my life. I mean, obviously, so it was the death of my son, but I really thought that I was a stronger person and I would come back to things quicker, and I didn't. And so I don't want the fear of failure.
It's understandable. How do you handle stress in your personal and academic life? These questions are evolved around that topic. Handling stress in your personal academic life with friends and colleagues.
Um, I you know, I just kind of chill out. I'm thankful to work at a very supportive place, and so it's very good where I'm at, and so we're supportive within my job, and I don't know how I handle stress. I go to the gym a lot. I run. I work out. I love to be outside.
Are you someone who gets overwhelmed easily or more easygoing?
Yes. No, I
Okay.
get overwhelmed easy. Yeah.
Okay. What are some coping strategies for when you get anxious or stressed out in your academics?
I try to remind myself that this is just a moment, and so it's not going to last forever. And so either enjoy it because it's not going to last forever, or they either endure it and get through it because it's not going to last forever. And there will be a stopping point. And I'm in control. I'm in control if I decide to not continue this program because it's too much, or I can stop a volunteer organization if it becomes too much. So I try to remind myself at the end of the day, I still have the ability to be in control.
So without being specific about the educational program, since you haven't told people that part, do you still go to others?
Go to others for support.
Mhm.
Um, no,
Even
I
even
prefer
if,
to.
even if they don't know what it's about, do you ever?
Oh, no, I usually I keep to myself a lot. So,
Okay.
that's probably one thing that's probably why I get overwhelmed because I don't talk it out a lot. And so
Okay.
usually I'm pretty good though at to self-talk myself down, and I can usually end up reasoning myself out of a overwhelming feeling.
Do you have
Maybe I need to
any
handle mental stress better.
do you have any safe places or places that you go that make you feel more relaxed or that you work best in?
My home. I love my home. I love being home with my dog, or I come here and I love my room. I love my office, and I can get so much done here. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you ever schedule time away from academic work or course loads purposefully?
No. But I'm usually pretty lucky to find it. We're a 4-day a week college, so we only have classes Monday through Thursday. So Friday through Sunday, I have that whole time frame to yes, still respond to my students' grade, but it's on my own time frame. And so that's super nice. And again, we're on spring break next week. We get out of class first week of May. We don't go back till mid-August. So it's a tense 15 weeks, but it's only 15 weeks. And to me, it's 4 days a week. I can do anything.
Do you have any other hobbies beyond the side gigs and side hustles?
I volunteer. I
Mhm.
love to volunteer. I love to be a part of my church, even though it's kind of paid. And I love to be outside hiking. We have some great places down here in the gym.
Have you, as far as the academic course load and the stress that comes with being a student, have you ever gone to therapy or taken medication or talked to anybody on a professional level?
No, I have not yet. That's
Okay.
that may be to come. We have free counseling services here on campus that we stress to our students. I may take advantage myself.
Okay. These questions have to do with the differences being an in-person college student versus an online college student. Um, so, any differences, pros and cons that stick out to you?
At first, it was a little bit of a difficult transition, but I have really found that the faculty are willing to meet with you on Zoom, phone call. So I think that has been helpful and outweighs any negatives because it would be hard to travel. So no, I think it took me a semester to get the hang of the online and to discipline because I put the pro in procrastination, and so I've really had to recognize that within myself.
What can you name any pros that you would recommend to others about online education?
Time management. You've got to be a good time manager. You've got to be a good time manager. You got to keep up with your calendar, keep up with your discipline. I use a calendar, and I use a calendar for my calendar and a to-do list for my to-do list. So organized as well too, and be willing to take criticism or feedback.
Okay. Any cons to choosing an online route to go?
Like figuring out the layout of the class. I think sometimes the D2L can be confusing and things aren't and my own students say that about us as instructors, that every instructor lays things out differently. Sometimes you'll click something and then it's somewhere else, or it's 10 other things you didn't even see. And so I think that can be a little bit difficult. So I try to really get the lay of the land as soon as the class opens.
Can you speak to any challenges based on the teacher or the class itself? So do you experience the same level of stress at all times, or does it depend on those factors? What the class is, and who the teacher is?
Um, as long as I know that there's clear expectations, I can, I can, I can, I can adjust. I can meet people's expectations. I just don't want to, I just want to make sure I know what the expectations are. And due dates are very important to me. Um, the learning goals, the student learning outcomes, so that I know why we're doing what we're doing.
So is it fair to say that if teachers don't provide those things, it causes more stress for you?
Yes, very much
Okay.
so. Because I feel like there's an unmet expectation I didn't even know I was supposed to be trying to meet. And is that going to factor in on my grade, which in part will factor in on my GPA? And then will I progress through the doctoral program? And plus, I've got my tuition reimbursement writing on this too. So I have to make a C or above.
Yeah, that makes sense. These questions have to do with prioritizing your personal life over academics. So do you ever encounter those situations where a personal life obligation gets in the way of one of your doctoral student requirements?
Yes.
How do you resolve those?
Usually I try to work so much ahead that when it does, it's not going to set me too far back. or I'll try to cut my personal obligation short. Again, my life right now is just me. I'm a widow, so I just have me and my dog. And so while I would never have wished this life on me, this was a good time to pursue this doctoral program because it's just me.
Right. Are there any non-negotiables in your personal life that you would not sacrifice for the academics?
Sleep. I have to have at
Okay.
least 8 hours of sleep.
Okay. That makes sense. Um, as far as class obligations,
Uh,
for example, if they set a time, is there anything in your personal life where you just can't make that work?
Church. I not only work at church, but I'm very passionate about my church and what I do there. So Wednesday nights, I would have to really figure out a way, be creative.
Okay. Was last set of questions have to do with giving someone who is hesitant to pursue a degree some advice. So do you have any general advice for anyone looking to pursue an online doctoral degree?
Be prepared, be organized, know that this is what you want to do, make people aware around you aware, but this is going to be a time commitment, a mental commitment, and make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. I think it's neat to be called doctor, but what are the other reasons that you're doing it?
Okay. Are there any exceptions, for example, anyone in certain circumstances where you would tell them this isn't probably the right time for you to pursue that?
Um, no, I don't think so because I think they're adults. They're making their own decisions. They know what. I mean, I would just lay out the pros and the cons for me because how I handle something may be totally different than how someone else handles something, and they may have a better support system or other people that can come in and take things off of them.
All right. The last question is, would you recommend ETSU's program?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Well, that's it. Thank you again for your participation in this interview. Please verify that I have your accurate contact information just in case any answers need further clarification. If you have any questions about this study in the future, please feel free to reach out to me by email anytime. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.